Hey guys, today I'm going to make one of my favorite breakfast recipes, and that is carrot bread puff. Get this started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to toast my bread. You can use any kind of bread that you want. If you don't, you could either put your bread into the oven and toast it, or you can use the toaster. So right now I'm going to use the toaster, and I'm just going to place my bread slices in the toaster. I will allow that to toast, and I'll come back when it is toasted. So while my bread is toasting, what I am going to prepare is my carrot. So to prepare the carrot, I'm using a grater. I'm going to grate this carrot. It has been nicely washed. So now I'm just going to grate it. Okay guys, so my bread is nicely toasted. I'm just going to put that aside for now, and I'll show us what I'll do with that in a minute. So I had just one big carrot there. You can use as much carrot as you like. For 4 slices of bread, 1 large carrot is just perfect. So that's done, and I'm going to put that carrot away for now. So my bread is well toasted and super crunchy. So now I'm just gonna break that into tiny pieces. Then the next step, I'm going to put it into a food processor or a blender and make it into a perfect powder. Before I continue with the bread, I'm just going to slice some onions because I'm going to use this as well as part of the recipe. I don't need too much since I'm just making 4 slices of bread. Just a little bit of onions, but you can add as much as you want, but I just like a little bit of it. So now I'm going to blend my bread. A little light time so that you could make sure it is well blended. My bread is well blended, so everything is now here in the bowl. So I'm going to crack an egg into this blender. 1 egg, you can use more. This is roughly about 1 1/4 cup of bread. And I'm going to add the onions that I had chopped. So I have chili pepper. That's optional. So I'm going to add a little bit of chili pepper to it. I'm just going to mix that up. You don't have to blend. You can whisk it up. That's ready. I am going to empty that into the breadcrumbs. Now I'm going to add a dash of black pepper. A little bit of salt, any salt of your choice. And I'm going to stir that in. Now I add the carrot. And I'll stir it in nicely. now I'm going to add some canned tuna. This is optional. If you do not like tuna, you do not have to use it. You could use more egg instead, just to soften or moisten this mixture. This is in oil. And then I'll mix that in nicely as well. Now I'm going to empty it into this flat bowl so I can now use my hands and mix them thoroughly in. I'm going to nicely just mix everything now. Nicely mixed in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make tiny balls out of this. If you want them even, you can use something like to roll. But right now I'm going to roll with my hands and just make tiny balls. So I have nicely rolled all my breadcrumb mix. So now I'm going to move to the next step. I'm going to crack another egg into another bowl. Season it with black pepper, some salt, and I'm just going to nicely whisk that egg until it's only one egg, so that's why I don't want to use a whisk. I can actually just beat it with the fork, but if you make more, then you can use something else. So this is just to mix this egg properly. And that is done. Now I'm going to move to the next step. I have all-purpose flour in this plate. I'm just going to season that as well with salt and with some black pepper. I'm going to stir that in nicely. And also keep it aside and move to the next step. So the next step, I have a dry pot here on the stove. I'm just going to turn on the heat to medium. And what I'm going to use is heat resistant oil. Here is canola. You can use any other kind of oil of your choice. I'm using a small pan because I want to deep fry and I don't want to use so much oil. So that always works for me. Whatever works for you, that's what you do, but I am going to deep fry. Okay guys, so my oil has warmed up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take each of my carrot bread puffs and I'm going to roll it in the bowl of egg that I had seasoned, and then roll it in this seasoned flour as well. And then I'm going to drop it into that hot oil and allow it to fry until it is golden brown. So I'll do that for every of the balls that I have. Make sure you're using heat resistant oil, because you need the oil to be hot so you can fry it nicely. I'm using a small pan, so I'm going to pot some frying 4 at a time, but if you are using something bigger, a bigger pot or pan, then you can do as many as possible at a time. So now I'm going to roll the other ones and wait while waiting for this one to be ready. So guys, I'm going to check in to see what my puffs look like. You want to fry it up for about 2 minutes on each side. Just keep turning. And when it is golden brown, it is ready for you to bring it out of the oil. Oh my goodness, this looks really yummy. So I'm going to bring this out and get ready for the next set. So here I have napkin over a plate there, so just to absorb the oil, the excess oil that is going to come out from that. So and now my next batch is ready. I'm going to put them in. Guys, this recipe is an absolute delight. This is what it looks like. Absolutely delicious. You could have it as a snack, you could have it as a meal, or you could add it as a side to your meal. Guys, please subscribe to the channel and be one of the first to be notified once I have uploaded new recipes. If you like this recipe, please give it a thumbs up and comment on the recipe as well.